Hello guys, this is Paula, and can you believe it is December 23rd? And we are on track with this book. Now, I haven't done all my journaling, but I have to sit and think as I do that. I wouldn't want to bore you with that. Putting my gloves on. So far, I still have my shiny fingernails for the granddaughters to see that Grammy can be hip too. I'm sure that's not the right lingo. But anyway, I will take these off after that. Okay, well, you can see as we're going along here that I'm just really not overly prepared because I have been working, oh my gosh, for 5 days on my scrapbook room. Still have one shelf my husband has to put together tonight. But I'm moving things from shelf to shelf and organizing. I don't recommend it. But like I'm emptying things, I'm combining any kind of tag, I'm combining Christmas ribbon, Christmas fabric. I mean, everything is labeled. I'm fixing it where I can just dust it on top of the container and not have dust get down inside all my stuff. You know how that is when you have open containers. It's crazy. Okay, so this was yesterday was simple. It was just day 22, which represented Christmas Eve services. So I'm gonna clip this book back. Wish me luck. You know, it's not as bad as I thought it would be at this point. You guys tell me what you think. I'm going to close it and show you. See? It still closes, so I'll probably put a hinge post on it after I do the ribbon. And look how cute my little book is. My little angels. It'll forever be dedicated to my Charlie. Okay, so now today is in here is the birth of Jesus. We all know that we don't celebrate it on the 23rd, but I decided rather than, that doesn't want to clip back, let's put it down here. I decided rather than using, sorry, I'm trying to get this on here. I just clipped on my rubber gloves. That is funny. I'll put it down here. Excuse me for just a second. I gotta have this back out of my way. Listen, I've been watching Gail. I just love Gail. But her book is even worse than mine, and I thought mine was horrible. And anyway, she just cracks me up. She entertains me in a good way. Anyway, I decided I had these 2 angel stickers. I guess that's what they are. And I really want to use them. You know, I haven't. I'm going to see if this light can come over and not glare. Hopefully it won't. Anyway, so these little faces are precious. Look at those little faces. Aren't they precious? And because this little angel in the book has this blue, I decided to use a little bit of that blue glitter again. So, the story of Mary and Joseph on the camel going to Bethlehem, and then the manger and all of that, I'm going to show on this day the story of them traveling. And then tomorrow will be Santa at our house. Well, Santa does come on New Year's Eve, or Christmas Eve. So I'm going to turn my fan on, ladies. I am burning up. I could take my pajama jacket off, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. So I'm going to put this little envelope in here that has little blue snowflakes on it, because I thought it kind of looked cute with her little shirt. We all know it wasn't snowing then. I guess I should have done this one because it looks more deserty, but it's red. So we're going with snow. And, you know, I may cover this up with one of the angels because I need a place to put the number anyway. So to give it a little bit of a background. Now, I did the number in the same color as the back of the mats, the glittery mats. So I think it could be drying while we're working on this. I'll show you. I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on here to make it shiny. But I haven't used Copic markers since I've been working on this. Can you see that? No, you can't. Let me move it over. I haven't been working on Copic markers or using Copic markers on my wood pieces, but today I did. And I wanted it to dry a little bit before I did the Wink of Stella. And so that's the only thing I've prepped. Okay? So this definitely will be longer than yesterday's, just putting some cards in the paper. But I wanted to put the church thing in there because everyone, I'm trying to follow up people because I don't do anything, you know, don't have kids, don't go see Santa and all that. I wanted to follow traditions kind of in this book. And anyway, so I'm using Wink of Stella on my blue Copic. Now, I did have to do 2 coats of Copic to get it to be as blue as I wanted it. I don't know why I'm doing the sides of these, but for some reason I want to. I want it glittery everywhere. So I hope you guys I bet you guys are as busy as I am. I can tell video watching is not as up as it has been, but anyway, I haven't even hardly, I'm so behind on watching mine videos, you know, that my faves. I have a lot of faves, so that's why I'm behind. But I have different ones that inspire me different ways, you know. So I'm sure you guys are the same way. And I mean, who isn't? We all have different things in our life that inspire us differently, don't you think? See, now it's starting to glitter. If you have not ever used Wink of Stella, you can get it at Hobby Lobby, but be careful when you buy it the first time. I only buy the clear because it doesn't put out color. It just makes the color that you have behind it shine. And I've bought the silver, I've bought the gold. They have a bunch of different colors, but I think Hobby Lobby only carries gold, silver, and clear. But it's about $7, I think, 7 or 8, and it lasts a long time. And actually, when you get to the bottom of this, I shake it as I'm working with it because the glitter settles in the bottom. But when you get down to the very bottom, you can take this top part off and add a little bit of water. Don't fill it completely up, but a little bit of water, and it will bring that stuff that's sticking in the bottom up to surface to be used. Just a little tip. That was the tip of the day. So we wrapped from the time we got up yesterday till the time we were going to bed. I ran a gift over to my brother and sister-in-law, and then we came back and wrapped some more. And we were up till 2 o'clock before we were finished. Well, and I did work in my room off and on too during that time. And so today I'm doing laundry. There was the Christmas Eve service. But unfortunately, I didn't feel good early this morning, so I didn't get to go, but I'm feeling better now. I just had an upset stomach. I'm fine. Probably too much Christmas candy. My sister-in-law and brother sent me home with Divinity Fudge, no-bake cookies, 2 different kinds of trail mix type stuff, pan of banana bread. What else did she send with us? She sent, give me a second, I'm trying to think of what it's called, peanut brittle. And oh my gosh, it was so good. It was real soft and didn't kill your teeth. It was awesome. She bakes every Christmas. Like, I gotta make some fudge tonight, but you know, for the grandkids. I was gonna do brownies, but I decided to do fudge because when it's left over, Pawpaw likes fudge. Anyway, I'm not gonna put nuts in it because my son doesn't like it with nuts, but they'll get over that. The kids will. They'll eat anything. So I spent all morning wrapping. I don't know if I told you this in the last video or not, because I had been up wrapping a lot before I did my video yesterday. But anyway, wrap. We don't have to do that for a while because we got it all done. And we just remembered one thing we didn't get for dinner, and so my husband ran back to get that a minute ago so we can finally let our hair down. We've got 1 load in the dryer and 1 load in the washer and 1 basket to fold we've already done, and then we will be ready to rock and roll tomorrow. Okay, now we're not eating until evening, so I'll probably still do a video tomorrow, just so you know, if I have time, because I don't have to cook the whole meal. I'll get up in the morning and get my yams completely ready, put them in the refrigerator, and then we'll slice potatoes, and when we put the potatoes on the stove, put the yams in the oven. So it doesn't take that long to. I'm going to take this and cut it with pinking shears, because I want it. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it, whether I want to leave a little bit up. I think I do, because I didn't want it sticking out a long ways, so I decided to just make a decorative edge there. Now, I am going to ink along the way, just lightly. I don't want it to be real dark, but this is, because this is white, we have to ink it. I mean, that's all there is to it. Have to ink it. That wasn't the straightest cut I've ever done. Just noticed that. Okay. But, so, I don't know if I told you guys this. If I repeat it myself, I'm sorry. You know, I'm an old lady. What can I say? We do have the tradition of wearing Christmas pajamas, but I think my husband and I are, but he doesn't wear them. But Charlie is the only one that got Christmas pajamas this year, because the big kids are just getting where they don't really get into it. And I don't want to spend the money on it if they don't wear them, you know, through the winter. So, and if they, you know, if they don't like putting them on at Grammy's, and, you know, so I got Charlie the cutest Christmas pajamas. And then I got him some big old Santa Claus shoes. And my daughter said, "Did those come out of the girl department?" I said, "No, they did not." She says, "'Cause they're a little girly." I said, "No, they're just Santa Claus." I think it's because, you know, he's a boy and it's wearing Santa Claus shoes. I said, "No, honey, these will keep his feet warm all winter." It has Santa's face on there, is all it's got. And then the background is just, you know, they could be either one. They're more like a unisex kind of pair of shoes. You know how Target does a section where they do the whole family, you know, that's where they were. But they had more girly house shoes in that section, so I thought those were the least girly. But what do I know? I'm not from this generation. This generation is so different from my generation. All right, we the old baby boomers. All right, here we go. I'm going to glue this in and make it like a pocket. Well, actually, we're just going to make it a pocket. Oh, we just took the flap off the envelope. Is basically what we did. And I may put some ribbon right across here. I don't know yet, because I've got some Christmas ribbon out, but I gotta find it. Let me see what color I have in there. Well, we've got green and red. I don't know that these colors are the colors I would want to use. We got snowman ones, but so I may have to grab some when it gets to that point. I know I have white over here, so I can use white. Oh, and I have some right here. I have some gold, and this has gold. The little angels have gold on them, so we'll use that. Listen, this one has been thought up 5 minutes before I turned the video on. I knew what some of the stuff I wanted in there, but I decided I wanted it to have more angels because these little angels here. And I knew that it had the clippings of Mary and Joseph and the donkey. All right, okay, here we go. Now that's glued in. So the first thing I'm going to show you is, oh, wait a minute. I guess I was going to show you that side. Oh, I can't remember that was what I wanted this. But it looks like I cut it out for this, doesn't it? We may have to change the way that looks or not use it. There's the donkey there. Here's another one. This is the one I'll use. Look how cute, how Mary on the donkey and Joseph guiding her in. I like it. It looks, this one has not been inked, so, but I am going to reshape it a little bit. You know, when you start cutting out of the magazines, you don't know what you're going to end up doing. I think I'm going to make it kind of round. Not round, but, you know, no square edges. There we go. Now, there's only one problem. You don't know what's on the other side, but I don't want to mat it. So I'm just going to slip it into the pocket. I don't care, because you can't really tell what it is on the back, so that kind of saves your picture. But I just want to put this inside the little envelope, because there's a poem, you know me and my poems, that I liked that went along with this. And I like poetry that tells you the story, you know, and the Ideal books are really good for that. Okay, so we're just going to lay that right there for now. Now, we are going to have to mat the, let me get some paper. Oh, what did I do with it? Got some paper here. I want to put the story on, like, I want to put it on here where it goes. I may even make this into like a little folder, you know. Try working with these gloves. They don't want to slide across the paper. I'm going to do it like, put this picture on the front, although it looks really brown, doesn't it? We definitely are going to put some a ribbon on here. I'll pull this over too. No, I'm going to center this. But we'll put a title down here. I think The Christ Child Comes Once More is the title of this poem, and I think it would look good across the bottom here. And so I just told you the title. Let me put a little ink on it. It probably, with the color scheme, would probably look better if I put at least the title on a little bit of this blue. And I just so happen to have a strip over here. Look at that. It's got a big old hole in it, but we can work it out. I don't throw, I try to be real good about not throwing stuff away. You know, now that Gail's been teaching us all about the, you know, the, well, and I know it was, oh, I forget who the lady was. She said, I am real bad with names. So I'm not even going to try to figure it out because I could be guessing wrong. I'm real bad with names, but I'm good with faces. I know if I know you. Let's see. I'm going to cut just the edge of that a little straighter. Or if it ends up worse, we'll just have to deal with it. I think that's better though. So we're not going to waste this. We're going to, where'd my title go? It was just here. Lovely, there it is. Huh, my good grief. Lose it really fast. And of course my glue is at the blobby stage. Where's my, gotta get my little towel to dry, wipe it off. This bottle has been here for, you know, lots longer. I've gone, you know, the whole December daily not using as much glue as normal because I'm not making. And so I have decided, and I think I told you guys in the last video, but just in case you weren't in the last video, I think I'm at like 960 or something like that. So we're getting closer to having our giveaway. And I have decided on what's going to be given away. And you'll be shocked. But it just came to me one night that that's what I wanted to do. So, because I appreciate you guys so much. I'm sorry if I'm out of camera, but because this was so thin, I had to really make sure. I had to get right over it and make sure that it, you know, was going to be as center as I could do it. Okay, so I'm going to now, we're going to glue this on here. We're going to ink it too, but we don't have to ink it before. We can ink it before we glue it into the book. Look how I'm sticking to things. See? It's crazy. Let's put the picture on first because I feel like we've got to make sure that's centered. Now this is not the exciting, the finishing touch look that you'll see on the page, but I just feel like I had to have this story because this was a big part of the story of baby Jesus. Where is, this thing is just not want to be straight, so we may have to straighten it after we glue everything on it. Okay, so I'm not trying to center the edges, I'm trying to center the picture. So there we go. Now we're going to glue the title down. I'm learning to not pull things up to my body, but every once in a while I know I forget, and I'm sorry if I do. It's just kind of natural to do that, you know, to pull it up and look down at stuff. And I know my early videos really was a learning thing. So, all right, so we're going to put the title right here. And we're going to set this aside and let it dry just a minute while we work on the poem, because we've got to mat. Oh crud! But we've got to mat it. But let's ink it and read it real fast. You want to? Hopefully I can read it real fast. Let me look here. See how much it is. Okay, where is the next piece? There's like 5 pieces to it, but they're small. I had to do that because how I had first planned it, I was going to put it in a, like, how do I say this? On a page. And I wanted to make sure it fit on a page, so I went through and, you know, did the whole trimming it whatever shape I needed to get it to work. So this is titled The Christ Child Comes Once More. So it says, the wintry hills were wild and gray. The way was rough to them who weary fared at close of day. Wait a minute, let me look back at this again. Let me put my glasses on. Okay, I'm sorry. The wintry hills were wild and gray. The way was rough to them who weary fared at close of day the road to Bethlehem. They saw the village lights ahead. Ab, here is shelter, Mary said. Okay. I don't know what that meant. I think it was Arabic. The public inn was warm and bright. It rang with song and shout. The folk with feasting passed the night, nor dreamed who stood without. While Mary, wistful, bowed her head. There is no room within, she said. That makes me sad. Can you imagine? Okay, inside a stable on the straw, they found a vacant place. Only the soft-eyed oxen saw the light on Mary's face. As leaning over the lowy bed, my little son, she gently said. I am not a read the poetry kind of, just so you know. Not a professional at this. Then on the midnight, sweet and clear, from soaring angel throng, the lonely hills, the valley dear, were swept with flood of song. A white star glorified the way to show the manger where he laid. O world, what joy and peace you know, in countless homes what light is shed because of him who long ago had not a place to lay his head. The Christmas bells to lay his head. The Christmas, why did I say bells? Oh, there they are. No wonder it was there. The Christmas bells ring out again to voice the mercy that endures through centuries to son of men who heritage is mine, it is yours. O heart, let love set wide your door. The little Christ comes once more. So, I loved this, even though I did better when I read it to myself, but I loved it, and I just felt like it needed to be in the book. So, I'm going to scoot the book over for a second. We're going to try to make it look a little bit better. By putting some, maybe we can put this blue paper across here to give it a little bit of color, or maybe down here. I don't know. Let me just look for a minute and decide. Okay, this is, I got to find the right ones. That's the last part. This is the first part. Yeah, I started to say I thought I numbered them. That's number 3. That's number 4. And this is number 2. Okay, now we're going to ink them as we put them on here. But I think I am going to put this blue on the paper, and I might have some more, but I'm looking here in my bag. I do. Listen, there is stuff everywhere on my desk. And I mean everywhere. So I'm thinking if we put, this one doesn't reach all the way across. It looks like a tuck or something. I'm gonna move this too, so I can get back up here in the, where you guys are. So I'm just gonna cut this the length of the book and flip it over. Well, I'll glue it on first. How about I just glue it on? I'm gonna glue like this. Get it all over my sleeves. You wouldn't believe, because I craft in some of my older clothes, you know, my comfies, or I crafted my PJs. I have gotten Fabri-Tac on my sleeves, down inside my sleeves or around the outside of my sleeves so many times. I get so aggravated at myself. I'm like, you'd think you would learn not to do that. The reason I'm adding this is the page is just too white to put the words on, you know what I mean? And I want it to look like, I want it to look like it has some color. I'm going to throw this, when I get through my December daily, this bottle of glue is going bye-bye. Okay. I'll go like this so I can get it down well. Okay, let me cut it off now. All right, I think I got that straight. I'm going to trim this little edge right here. So when are you guys, question for you all, when are you guys celebrating Christmas? Do you do New Year's Eve day or morning? Do you do Christmas Eve evening? That's what we're doing this year, is Christmas Eve evening. Everybody's coming at 5, and so that means we'll start at 6, because most of them aren't ever on time, especially my son. He is not an on-time person. He knows this about himself. It don't matter to Mama, as long as he comes eventually. But lately, my daughter's so busy that she's late too, a lot. Well, she's going to service at 4 at a different church than her own, although she's had to work at the last 2 days. There was 4, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 services today that she had to help work, and then there, let's see, yesterday there was a couple, I think, last evening, and every one of them, I mean, the one that has the least is the 1 o'clock, she said. So, although my husband said it was, you know, pretty full. Okay, now we're nice and straight now, so we can move along. Okay, now I'm going to ink these real fast, because like I said, just enough that we can see. Because I'm going to put them as close together as I can. because they, you know, they'll look better. But I'm going to put half on the left side and half on the right side so that it looks balanced. Whoops, sorry. Cleaning my room out, I have to tell you, I have almost fell a couple times because I've got crap everywhere. And I have dropped stuff. It's not just the major dropping of the beads, but I'm finding beads in all those containers. It really is funny now, but it wasn't funny to me last night because I almost dropped them again. I was moving things around and I stuck my head around the door and I said, honey, I just almost dropped those beads again. And he does this, no, be careful with the beads. And I just did it to get a reaction out of him, that it was funny. Be careful with the beads. I don't know if you guys know this about my husband. First of all, he's #1 husband. He has the sweetest heart of anybody you'll ever know. Listen, everybody just loves him. And he's loved by the people at his work. You know, he's been there 40 years. And no one can say a bad word about him. You know, I have to, if I get mad, I have to think of something to say about it. No, we never, ever have words like we did when we were younger. You know, all young married people do. But never anything drastic. Little baby fights is what I would call them compared to people nowadays. But I'm getting this gooey ink off, and then we're moving on. Okay, there we go. Now let's go ahead and ink the outside of this so we can be done with it. Anyway, so he is an angel, and there's just no other way to say it. I need to do a page on him. He is he's my angel. I tell him, I've always told him, you rescued me when he come into my life. And there's a mile-long story there, but anyway, and he did. I feel like he did. He knows that. My parents loved him. And so, I mean, you could not. And so, anyway, I just appreciate, he jumps in and helps me, and he does anything. He will protect me, and he knows when I'm having you know, when my fibromyalgia is kicking in and giving me a really bad day, or I'm in a lot of pain from it. He's there for me. He won't let me cook or anything on those days. He just takes care of me, and I don't know what I'd do without him. And his kids love and respect him so much. They used to tell him, you know, when Daddy came in the room to do your punishment, you would be like, all right, Dad, beat me, do something, but just don't talk me to death. Because he would do that. Well, son, well, daughter, you know, and I'm like, what's he doing in there? So, but my family, all of my family, you know, they absolutely love him. Even my aunts from my mom's generation, there's some of them, my aunts and couple aunts, well, one aunt and 2 uncles that are still alive. And my dad had 13 siblings. But anyway, they love him. You know, they have said, you are so lucky. I'm like, no, it's not luck. you know, I feel like it was meant to be. That's the best way to put it. That's why I always say he's my hero. He rescued me. Okay, there, look at that. Now that doesn't look too bad. Might have to come up with something for in here. So that now we're going to glue these on, and I'm just going to start gluing from the back. That way we know we get it down right. I don't know if you guys watch Mrs. Cog's channel. She's amazing, first of all. And I mean, I don't leave a lot of messages because I'm just, you know, busy taking care of other things that has to do with my channel. And but I watch her, and she likes sunflowers, you know. I can tell by her channel, but she is amazing. I don't know how else to put it. If you haven't watched Mrs. Cog's channel, it's called Mrs. Cog, C-O-G. And I recommend it. She's friends with Wendy, that I know a lot of you know. And they have this thing where they exchange birthday with each other, and they are just really good friends. And this is what Wendy said. I'm just repeating what she said. If you go and watch her video from yesterday, you'll know what I'm talking about. And you really want to, because you'll see how amazing Mrs. Cog's journals are. And you know, I can't even describe it, but Wendy is an artist, and Mrs. Cog did an artist journal for her, and it's amazing. And she also did a mini I never can get that to come off my tongue right, a mini sewing kit that's amazing. And from what Wendy was saying, she may be doing a class on it, and I hope so, because I'm going to take that class. But anyway, I was off the subject, but go check her out. And if you haven't checked out Wendy, go do that too, because she's every bit as amazing. And she was opening that gift, and she was trying not to cry, and because she's, you know, the thing about Mrs. Cog is she puts so much thought into her journals, and so you know she's listening, and she knows all about you whenever she can do a journal that is so much like you. So yeah, it was a beautiful thing to watch, Wendy opening that. And that was sweet. Anyway, so watch both of them. You'll enjoy their channel. If you're like me, you are thinking, oh my gosh, can I watch one more channel? But I'm telling you, it's worth it. I don't know how I got off on that subject, but I'm just Chatty Cathy today. That's what I am. I'm going to call myself Chatty Cathy. I think it's because of their talent that people that don't really know them are telling everybody how incredible their work is. And so, you know, it's amazing. Okay, here we go. We're almost done. We have one more to glue down. Let me make sure I got that straight. Yeah. I don't really care if they're that straight. I just want them in here where I can read it again when I want to go through my book sometime, or when I'm journaling, because I do intend to journal this month. I just have to have 5 minutes to sit down to do it. I have journaled on a few pages, but when I have to kind of journal on the spot, my penmanship is not as good as my penmanship is, and I like to just have that alone time while I do it. Okay, there we go. And it's called The Little Child, Christ Child Comes Once More. Now, we're going to put this inside, but I'm going to try to find some lace before. Oh, I did. I'm thinking, do I want to put it right here? Yeah, let's do. I would have, because I don't know how much of this I have. Not a whole lot. See, just a little bit. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit of glue. Let me wipe this stupid thing off first. I want a smooth, straight line. It's not going to give me one with all that on the end. Okay. You wouldn't think that these little old pictures could end up with such a plain but beautiful book at the same time. I'm not saying that my work's beautiful. I'm saying that the story is beautiful, and it doesn't hurt that I'm adding lace. Okay. Now I'm going to trim this off, and we're going to leave it out of the pocket long enough for it to dry, because otherwise, I don't know why my hand was shaking. I couldn't even get it on this straight line. All right, there we go. Here is how. Has a little bit of gold. You open it up, and you have your story. I felt something sticky just then, so I probably should leave it open and let it dry. So I'm going to set it right up here, long enough for us to quickly finish up our journal, because I know our page, because the rest of it shouldn't take that long. All right, so let me make sure I'm in camera. There we go. We are going to take these angels. Now, I am not inking. I am not going to ink these little angels, because but they do have glue on them, and they have a little bit of popped up area here. So I'm just putting the glue on the popped up area. I don't know where, I can't remember where I saw these. I'm like, those will be perfect for my journal. So I'm sure it was one of the craft stores or something, but I just love this particular one. And it was the only one I hadn't used yet in the book, and I'm like, I got to figure out how I can use that. Okay, do we want that under, or do we want it over? I think over. So, you know, I should have glued the other one first, but let's do like this. If I can get it on here center. I think that's pretty good. That's as good as it's going to get. Isn't that pretty with that blue background? Believe it or not, this has got lavender, light blue little flowers in it. So that color works for this. Okay, now I'm going to add glue. I've got glue all over me. I'm going to add glue to the back of this. I wanted to glue it on here first because I was afraid it'd be super crooked if I tried to do it separately. Okay, now I'm going to hold it over here, And try to center it, but really I'm going to bring it to the left more than to the right because of the spine. I think that really helps in not getting it, making your book too bulky. If you stay out of your spine, it does help. Let me make sure this is straight. I'm going to kind of hold it up. Make sure, because this, you know how this paint or this glue slides around. Okay, there. Now, we're going to do the other one. Listen, these were scraps and I didn't even cut them. So I don't know how straight they are. Just going to have to see. Okay, so I'm going to add glue to the back of the angel. Whoa. I can't wait though. I will tell you, I can't wait for this project to be over because my desk, my desk and the table next to me are a disaster. Can't find anything. It's like a big heap of stuff. If you're doing one of these journals, you know what I mean. It is like not something you can do and do other things that easily. Okay, so this one, I want it to come down a little bit off of the top of that. See, because there's nothing under this, I can get away with doing that. I'm gonna hold it down a little bit. I love these dimensional images like this. I mean, you can get a lot of things dimensional, but they're a little more bulky in your book. Whoa! So what I'm telling you right now, this thing just decided to bend. I'm gonna make sure it's attached on there. Okay, we'll try it again. I'll be gentle this time. All right, we're getting real close. All we've got to put on after this is our number, and we will have accomplished another day. We're one day closer to Christmas. Now I'm going to line this up kind of straight with the angel. Oh shoot, I was going to put the number there. I can't do that. Sorry. We're going to have to figure out how to clean up the background now. Ah, yeah, that's not going to work. Let me see if I have any more of that blue over here. I do, but it's not as big as this. Maybe I should just leave it. And we'll just have, it's the only one we will have put in the spine area. So we should be good. We could put it over here on the right side, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let me kind of hold this up. I know people are looking at that snow and going, doesn't she know it wasn't snowing that day? I do. I really, really do. But I wanted to use the blue envelope. I must have got glue everywhere because it's all over the place. Okay, so we're going to do the letters now and see how sparkly they are since the first time. Let me lay them on my hand. That Wink still works miracles if you want something shiny. So we could put the number down low, but I don't like the way that looks. We could do it like this. It wouldn't be so bad, would it? We've done it on other pages, and that way it's up away from the spine. Let's do that. You're probably screaming at me, no, don't do that. Or we could put it over here. But I really wanted to kind of cover up those snowflakes. I just think it looks better over here because it kind of completes that square, you know, that I'm going for. Keep everything kind of in the square area. I hate it when it gets in between your numbers. It's because this glue is so stringy right now. I'm telling you, if you have Copics, you will know that you can use those on it and do just about anything with them. Okay, let me hold that down for a second. I'm sorry if my fan is making annoying noise. There's that one. And let's do the 3 underneath. Good grief. Volcano going on over here. Wait, raise your pant legs. There's a volcano. Because I'm telling you, it is creeping out of the bottle constantly now. It hadn't been doing that till really since yesterday. It's not been as bad as it is today, I'll put it that way. I'm going to take these gloves off the second I get this attached, because my gloves have a lot of glue on them. This would be on my new fingernail polish if I hadn't put these gloves on. I'm not going to use nail polish that often, because I don't care about, you know, as long as they're somewhat manicured, I'm good. Okay. I like that page. You know how you just don't know what to expect when you do some things, what it's going to end up, but I really like this page. Now we've got to get our, where did he go? Our envelope. There it is. I feel like it doesn't have enough of this glittery thing going on. I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I think what I'm going to do real fast. It just seems super plain to me. So I don't have the Wink of Stella here, and Wink of Stella doesn't doodle as well as I like for it to doodle. So I'm going to use gold. We got gold in the lace here, and so we're going to, let me make sure you can see. Let me get my battery plugged in. Don't you love it when that happens and your battery decides to get low on you? I hope you guys are still there. I can't tell. Yay! My phone has been getting low on charge, and the storage, that's what happened to yesterday's video when we just cut off. It's because the phone, I don't keep anything more than I have to on my phone, because for that very reason, because they're, you know, you can't count on it not losing storage space. That's what happened yesterday. I'm like, really? I was so aggravated, but at least it was at the end and I was just showing you something. We had already talked like I was, that's the thing, is I'll talk like I'm ending it, and then I remember something and I get off on it. So, I'm sorry about that. I'm a chatterbox. Okay. Now, do we want to do 1 or 2? I just think doing 2 is better, because see, where it's crooked, you just don't notice it as much. Now, I am going to doodle some stars on this one, I think, because it's, I think of the Star of Bethlehem. And I'll show you that real quick. Let's do it right here. I'm just going to do a straight line, a longer straight line, and one out. I'm really just going to do it like a light that might be bright, you know. About to run out of gold. I did ask Santa for some. So we'll see if I've been a good girl. Listen, my husband has already warned me that he bought me something I know nothing about. He said, don't even try to guess. You can't guess it. And that always makes me nervous. I said, honey, you know the kind of things I like, right? So that shouldn't be a problem. I'm like, oh no. But his gift will not be here until a couple days after Christmas, because he couldn't decide till today what he wanted. I don't even try to buy for him, because he likes electronics and gadgets and Alexa and all that kind of stuff. We have Alexa in every room in the house because he thinks he keeps adding onto it. And he just got his reward at work, and it was like this major Alexa. Just cracks me up. I mean, it was super nice. Now she's talking to me, I'm sorry. Because there's one in my room too. Alexa, stop. I used to have it across the room. And I come in here after he built the shelves and it was on my desk. I'm sorry. And I do use it. Like if I want to listen to music, I'll just do it. I'm a big Elvis fan from back when. And so some days I just want to hear Elvis. I listen to all kinds of stuff. But anyway, well, not rock and roll. Unless it's from the 70s and 80s. Not even really the 80s, because, you know, it got a little crazy in the 80s. I like the late 60s and 70s. I really like my sister's generation, the music from her generation. I think it's because she would play it and I would hear it, and we shared a bedroom. And so yeah. And my pen's wanting to run out. This may be the last time I get to use it. I'm just making it more square looking. I hope you guys are still there. If you're not, I understand you're busy. Let's do a star right here. It's not going to really show up that well. Let's do one up here. One right here. And right here. I kind of like to do one on each side. And if it's a big side like this one, sometimes I'll do two. Can you guys see? Okay. Hang in there. We're almost done. Okay, all we gotta do is outline this message here. And we should be almost ready to go, unless I come up with something else. I don't know where I'd put it. You know, you get into doing these pages and it's hard to stop. Before you know it, oh crud, that kind of jivvy's out there. Well, I guess we will too. You get started and then you go, well, what about this and what about that? And you know, before you know it, you're just, I don't want to say gaudy, but you got more than you really need on there, and that's why we can't close our books. Boy, this might be the last of the, yeah, I know that I'm getting this for a gold and silver and white pen, I think is what it is. Okay, now that, doesn't that help it? Let me bring it up where you can see. I think it helps it. I mean, it's still just a plain poem, but I think it helps it. So I'm gonna let this dry a little bit. And since we're out of ink, I had thought that I might go around these boxes, but this adds the gold and I don't think we need to, but I really am thinking I want to add this lace right here so that we kind of have a matching thing going on. So let's do that real quick and then we will be done. So if you want to hang around, you'll see it. And we are over an hour, so I have to hurry. I just work too slow. YouTube's going to say, Paula, speed it up or go home. Not really. Well, I don't know if they would do that or not. I know I'm not the only one that's slowpoke. I want to make sure it doesn't stick here. So what can I put in there? How about this envelope that we didn't use that was more desert-like? Okay, here we go. Ooh, I almost put it on backwards. Don't want to do that. What? Why did that not stick down? Must have not pushed it down enough. There we go. I'm taking off these gloves and showing you. Let me get this in here. I don't want to get glue on it, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. Nope, didn't cut the lace off, did I? Let's see if I can get this up here and cut it off. All right. All right, guys. That is day 23. I hope if you're celebrating tomorrow, I just hope you have blessings and have a wonderful time. Enjoy your family. We're going to enjoy ours tomorrow evening. It's always a great time for the family. And so I hope you'll celebrate and have good cheer. All right, guys. If you liked today's video, give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And I will see you guys sometime tomorrow for day 24. Bye.